This is Robert Kraft, and I'm your host on SNN Network. And joining me right now is Jesse Ledger. He is the president and CEO of Miravo Healthcare. It's a publicly traded company. I got two symbols for you: MRV on the TSX and MRVFF on the OTCQX. And you can actually see Jesse present at our upcoming virtual event, the Planet MicroCap Showcase Virtual, happening April 20 through 22nd, 2021. Jesse, thank you for joining me today. How you doing?
Doing well. Thanks for having me.
It's great to have you on. So this is actually our first time doing an interview together. So I'd love to start off with a quick overview and history of the company, and then we'll go from there.
Sure. So Miravo Healthcare is really a Canadian-based company with global reach. We've got three different business segments. The first is our Canadian commercial segment, which is really your traditional pharmaceutical business. We've got a national sales force and all the elements and resources in-house to be able to commercialize pharmaceutical products, prescription pharmaceutical products in this day and age. And that's about half of our business today. The second segment is our international licensing and royalty segment. So we own a number of products and intellectual property that we commercialize internationally. We don't sell those products ourselves. We use other pharmaceutical companies in different markets like the United States and across Europe and Southeast Asia, who we license the products to them. They take the products, get them registered with the regulatory authorities, and then commercialize those products. We ultimately collect royalties and milestone payments from those companies through those transactions. And this particular segment is where we capture those revenue streams. And then the third segment is our production and services segment. This is where we capture revenues that are generated from our manufacturing business. So we have an FDA-approved manufacturing facility located just outside of Montreal. And some of the products that we supply to our license partners internationally, we manufacture in-house. And then there are also other products where we source them from our third-party CMO contract manufacturing partners, supply those products to our partners. And so that's the segment, production and services, where we capture all of our manufacturing revenues. And so the company itself has been in existence since the mid-'80s. But really, up until 2016 was primarily a drug development focused company, and actually up until 2019, really. And at that point, we acquired another business and really expanded our business, adding that commercial segment, and that's kind of where we are today.
So, who would you say is your closest comp? When looking at the competitive landscape, who either currently at a similar level, or who is there a comp that Miravo aspires to be?
Well, I guess if we're trying to figure out peers, in Canada there are certainly a number of companies that we sort of play in the same sandbox with. So HLS Therapeutics would be one. Let's call Knight Therapeutics, Medexus Pharmaceuticals. These are all companies that are Canadian based. We act and operate in different therapeutic spaces. We're similar sizes, and all sort of commercial stage pharmaceutical business, generating revenue, profitable businesses. That's probably a good subsection. In the United States, a little more challenging because the peers are usually sort of biotech drug development companies that are focused on one or two drugs, or they're much larger, sort of affiliates or multinational pharmaceutical companies.
All right, so that sets us up then. What would you say makes the company unique and different compared to some of your peers that you just mentioned?
Sure. So I guess there are probably two different ways we can look at this, and I'll start with sort of in a pharmaceutical sense, in terms of our pharmaceutical peers, what really sets us apart, I would say is the fact that we've got three different segments. So we're not just focused on our commercial segment. We've also got the licensing and royalty segment, and we've got manufacturing. So we've got multiple streams of revenue coming into the business. All three of these segments are contributing in a positive way to the bottom line. All three segments have growth opportunity, and so that's something for investors to be aware of. Whereas many of our peers, really, they've got a commercial segment that they manage with their sales force, whether it's in Canada or somewhere else, and that's their business. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it's just we've got a bit more of a diverse kind of business. And then I think the other way that I would look at this is from a sort of a traditional microcap standpoint. We are a commercial stage company. We're generating revenue. We're profitable. We're generating positive cash flow. And so you don't see that too often with pharmaceutical companies in the microcap space, because usually they're pre-revenue. And so we've got a portfolio of over 20 products that are all generating revenue already. And most of these products have significant growth opportunities.
Very good. And what's your background? I mean, how'd you come into all this?
Sure. So I'm sort of a career M&A, business development kind of guy. I got my start in the world of active pharmaceutical ingredients, APIs, and drug development. Sort of moved into the generic pharmaceutical space, worked for a smaller privately owned hospital injectables product company here in Canada called Sterimax. Then I moved to another spec pharma company, a publicly traded company called Tribute Pharmaceuticals, that I was part of the team that ultimately built that business up, and then we sold it to another US-based company that ultimately created a business called Aralez Pharmaceuticals. And then of course I've been with Miravo for the last 5 years. And so in all of these companies, my focus was always on business-to-business interactions, building product portfolios, building businesses either through in-licensing products, acquiring other companies, but all with the goal of building product portfolios and businesses for growth.
And then my last question before I let you go here, from what you can tell us, what would you say are some of the company's growth drivers now moving forward?
So there are a few different areas. I think if I look at each of our segments, we've got some organic growth opportunities. So certainly within the Canadian commercial segment, in particular, our promoted products, Blexten, which is an allergy antihistamine product, Cambia and Suvex, which are both migraine treatments. We still have patent protection, we still have exclusivity, we still have significant growth opportunities in terms of achieving more market share from our competitors. And we've done a really nice job so far of taking that market share, but there's more that we can get. For the international parts of the business, whether it's the manufacturing or the licensing and royalty segment, there are still a number of key geographies around the world where our products are not currently sold. And so we've got a team that's out, meeting with different pharmaceutical companies globally, putting new deals in place so that we can expand the geographies for our products and therefore expand the number of revenue streams that are coming into the business. So those are sort of some of the key areas. And then of course, me being a business development person by, that's in my blood, really on top of organic growth, we're always looking at new opportunities to bring in new products, and whether that's in licensing opportunities or different acquisition type opportunities. And so we'll kind of combine the organic growth with inorganic growth through external sources.
And with that, where can our audience go and find everything they need to know to follow along the Miravo story?
Probably the best place to go is our website, www.miravohealthcare.com. If you click on the investor tab there, you can find a wealth of information, past investor presentations, all of our public financial disclosure, and everything about our products as well. So that's probably the best location.
Well, Jesse, thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. Good luck, stay safe, and I look forward to our next update.
Great. Thanks, Robert. Take care.
Take care.